Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Jenny Bailly, the Executive Beauty Director at Allure, and I am thrilled to be with you this evening and to welcome everyone to our masterclass with the brilliant facialist, Joanna Vargas. This is an exclusive event for Allure Beauty Box members. We really wanted to give you guys an opportunity to connect with our beauty-loving community and to take some time to learn more about how to take care of your skin, but also just some time to make a little space for yourself. I think it goes without saying these last months have been challenging, to say the least, and these last weeks have been painful ones for our country. And at Allure, we don't just consider beauty rituals ways to make our skin glowier or our hair stronger. We also see them as acts of self-care and connection and solidarity. And those are all things I think we need right now, and things that will help us stay strong and positive and work for change and for brighter days. And yes, to have happier and healthier skin while we're at it. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to my brilliant colleague, Associate Beauty Director Sarah Kanonen, and she's going to tell you guys a little bit more about this evening's program.
Thanks, Jenny. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. I'm the Associate Beauty Director at Allure.com, and I'm so excited to be the co-host of tonight's Allure Beauty Box Live Ask the Experts event. So during our program, we will have Joanna Vargas, celebrity esthetician, and one of our favorite experts walk us through the essential steps of perfecting the at-home facial, as well as a brief Q&A session at the back half of the program. But we encourage you to use the Q&A format in the chat bubble below, where you can drop any questions you have while Joanna Vargas is going through all of her steps and giving out tips and talking about the products she uses. We want this to be very hands-on. We want you to ask whatever you want to know. So we encourage all the questions. Jenny, Joanna, and I will try and answer all of them as much as we can. And if we don't, again, we will answer them in the Q&A portion at the end of our program. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the mic over to our guest of honor, Joanna Vargas, the celebrity esthetician and our go-to expert for all things skincare. Joanna, take it away.
Thank you so much, you guys. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you to everybody who are joining us today. I'm particularly excited because I'm going to share with you my favorite ways to do an at-home facial and also some of my favorite products to use. So I'm going to go through the steps myself with you. Feel free to join in, and like Sarah just said, if you have any questions as we're going along, feel free to ask away, because I want you to benefit from this as much as enjoyed watching me do a facial. So my first step is going to be a cleanse. I tell everybody that works for me that cleansing is the most important step in your routine. It's the most important step in a facial that you get professionally, because it's going to clean away all the impurities. It's going to help break up your makeup, all the pollution that's on your skin. And so I think people rush through cleansing, and this is really a time where you have to tell yourself you're going to take care of yourself, and it's going to be really great. So my chosen cleanser for tonight is going to be by Jordan Samuel. It's called the After Show Cleanser. I love this because it's actually a cleansing balm. That's what it looks like. This is great because it really breaks up makeup. It breaks up any sunscreen you have on your face, which hopefully all of you are wearing right now. You can work it into the eye area, and it doesn't irritate the skin. It's made with jojoba oil, which is a balancing oil for the skin. There's some olive oil in there as well, and some grape seed oil. So it feels really soothing on the skin. And for anybody who has super sensitive skin, this is a great product to use. So what I tell people when they're doing an at-home facial is to do upward circles with your cleanser. And you want to really work the product into the skin. I'm not wearing any makeup right now, but this can be used in the eye area, everywhere. And you don't want to forget to cleanse your neck as well. The skin on the neck is very thin, it's very sensitive. So if you're not taking care of it, you're not going to be happy with what it looks like as you're aging. So I've worked the product in. You should take about 1 to 2 minutes to work the product into your skin. And I like removing my cleansers with a washcloth, but certainly with this product or with any of your cleansers, you can just splash water on the face as well. So I just do a gentle swipe. I'm always making sure to go to a clean part of the towel, just like a facialist would in a facial.
And Joanna, can I jump in with one question we have specific to cleanser? Is cleansing balm okay if you have oily skin? Is that a formula that you can use?
Absolutely. I think that oily skin people have a fear of oil. And really, one of the golden rules of skincare is that the best way to fight oily skin is with oil. If you continually strip your skin of its natural oils with acids all the time, all that's going to do is tell your body that it needs to produce more oil. So this cleanser is awesome because it has jojoba oil in it. I would look for a cleanser that has jojoba oil because it's so similar to our own natural oils that we produce in our own skin that it'll tell the skin to stop producing so much if you're overproducing oil. That was a really great question. So now that my face is cleansed, I'm going to do an exfoliation. So if you're struggling with melasma, which means an uneven pigment of the skin, which I certainly struggle with, or if your pores are clogged, if you have oily skin, or if your skin feels super dry or just dull, exfoliation is going to be the best way to even out the texture of the skin, keep the pores cleaner in between professional facials, and it's really going to brighten the face. So the exfoliator that I'm going to use today is my beauty bestie, Renee Rouleau. This is her Triple Berry Smoothing Peel. I like this one because it's a fruit acid peel. It's full of antioxidants, which are really important for the skin because antioxidants will fortify the skin and make the skin stronger so that it doesn't react to the sun and to pollution as much, while the fruit enzymes are really active in this particular mask. I do love acids. They have their place. I love lactic acid. I love mandelic acid. You just have to be careful when you use them and be mindful that you may be allergic to something and you're not sure. So I would always patch test a new acid on the neck before I put it all over the face, just to make sure that your skin feels fine with it. This one is awesome because it's really tingly on the skin. It's great for melasma, which I struggle with myself. But I like it also because it's not overactive. Even if you're struggling with breakouts, you put this on your face all over and just let it sit for about 10 minutes and then rinse it off. I think one thing, if you are struggling with breakouts or if you have cystic acne, you shouldn't really use scrubs, even though I know the temptation is just you want to scrub it off your skin and be really harsh, but it's very easy to spread bacteria that way. And so if you are struggling with breakouts, then I would seek an exfoliating mask instead of a scrubbing mask.
Joanna, we have a reader question, a viewer question.
Yes.
So although you weren't wearing makeup, our viewer wants to know, do you recommend double cleansing at home, especially if you were wearing makeup?
So I definitely think double cleansing is important if you were wearing makeup. Even if you're just wearing sunscreen, it's important because often I know that, you know, when you're using a very heavy sunscreen, sometimes you can feel that the product just isn't penetrating the barrier of the sunscreen that easily. So if you feel that, and you have to learn to be kind of intuitive as well, you should work the product in, rinse it, and then proceed with cleansing your skin, because you kind of just, the first cleanse is just breaking through the barrier of whatever you have on the surface of the skin. When it comes to wearing makeup in general, it's easier to get all the makeup off of your face if you double cleanse. So sometimes people will use a balm to get their makeup off or the sunscreen off, and then use something like a foaming cleanser or something a little bit more active in order to just cleanse your pores out and get that beautiful glow going on. So I'm just going to remove this product now. I would recommend leaving a exfoliating mask on for at least 15 minutes. The reason for that is that you really want it to do the work for you. If you're having issues with the texture of your skin, if you're breaking out, if you have issues with uneven pigment on your skin, you want to give the product time to do its job. And I would definitely make sure that you put any exfoliating product on the lip line. I would pay close attention to putting it in the eye, just around the eye area where, you know, fine lines tend to form. It's one of the most complained about areas of the face. So you want to make sure you take time and work it in to all of those little places on the skin. And certainly you want, again, to exfoliate on the neck as well. Exfoliation causes good cell turnover. It encourages collagen production, and everybody can use as much collagen as possible from the chin down. So you want to make sure you do that as well.
And Joanna, a few people have asked, are you using there a wet washcloth, or is it dry as you wipe it off, or slightly damp?
It's wet. Always use tepid water. Don't use hot water on your skin, and don't use freezing water on your skin. The skin goes out of balance very easily with everything that we do. So even if you're kind of a nighttime shower person, I would encourage you to wash your face at the sink before you go in the shower, because the water in your shower is often too hot for your face, and it'll make your skin feel very dry and dehydrated afterward. So now that that is off of my face, I feel nice and invigorated and exfoliated. Now is the perfect time to do a mask. I love sheet masks because they're so easy to use. And one of the things that I really encourage people to do is to buy different types of sheet masks and really try to look at your skin and see what your skin needs in the moment. A lot of people think that their skin doesn't change moment to moment or week to week or even season to season, but our skin changes a lot depending on temperature, whether we've traveled, if we're stressed, if we haven't slept. Even the foods we eat affect the skin. So you want to be able to look at your skin and say, I think I need more hydration, or my skin feels dull, so I'm going to do a vitamin C mask. So sheet masks allow for you to have several different types in the house without worrying that something's going to go bad. So that's why I'm such a big fan of them. So today's mask that I'm going to be using is my Twilight Mask, which is an epidermal growth factor mask. I really like epidermal growth factor because it's very healing for the skin, and it also promotes collagen production. So post laser, post sunburn, after traveling, even on the airplane. I'm famous for always wearing sheet masks when I travel on an airplane. This comes in really handy. And again, this is for all skin types. Even if you have acne, you can use epidermal growth factor because it'll help heal your skin faster.
So Joanna, I know that we keep this on for about 5-10 minutes normally. when you take it off, a reader wants to know, do you wash off the sheet mask, or do you wash your face after you take the sheet mask off, or do you let that serum soak in and rub it in and then apply your other skincare products?
That's a great question, you guys. So the wetness that you have on a sheet mask is actually a face serum. So you want that to be on your skin and to work it into the skin. Very often I see people complain that there's so much product in sheet masks, but look, I want you to bring it down the neck, get some on your décolleté, do your hands and arms even with that extra product, and really just let it sit, like you said. I mean, sometimes when I'm on an airplane, I'll let it sit on my face until it completely dries. Just make sure that it's flat to the face, even on the chin here, because they stick really well. And then while it's on the face, feel free to do like a little tiny deep puffing eye massage by pinching your eyebrows upward and out, and then underneath the eye area. It'll just start to deep puff the eyes a little bit for you. And I always do my lips. Okay, so we're gonna pretend like this has been on my face for a while, but before I take it off, you see how I just continually am working the product into my skin? That's kind of how I want you to do it, so it feels like you have serum everywhere. If I wasn't wearing sleeves, I would be bathing in this serum right now. So let's pretend it's been, you know, maybe 15, maybe 20 minutes. And now I'm gonna take it off. So now is an opportune moment just to take a few minutes and work the product into your skin, because the skin is very wet. Even if you've left it on for 15 minutes, there's still a lot of product on your face. What I like to encourage people to do is take your hands and just do a hand over hand upward massage. I know you've seen it on Instagram. It actually is easier than it looks. So start on the neck and go up. And you can do it slowly to start. You could go up the cheeks with it. Other side. And if you start to get a little bit more confident, you could speed up the hands a little bit. You don't necessarily need to use a lot of pressure on your face. You get massaged during facials to stimulate oxygenation, to increase the circulation. It helps with lymphatic drainage. It makes the skin glowier. And it just helps the product penetrate better. So I'm just working the product in for a minute. And now it's in my skin better. So now, toner. Toner is something that I think has evolved nicely in the beauty industry over the last 10 years or so. I remember when I first became an esthetician over 20 years ago, toners were really to rebalance the pH of the skin. So cleansers were throwing the skin out of balance, and you needed a toner to calm your skin down again. These days, most cleansers are formulated to not do that to your skin. So toners essentially have become a bit more optional for people. If you have breakouts or dry skin or anything in between, a good toner mist that you can use is this Thayer's Witch Hazel Rose Petal Mist. I like this because witch hazel is a natural anti-inflammatory. It's antibacterial. It's super soothing, and rose is very hydrating. So you'll see me do a sheet mask on an airplane and then spray this on my face. So you could just do a light mist. I'm gonna do my décolleté a little bit. But what's cool about this is you could even apply this to your skin with makeup on. If you're out in the humidity and you go back inside your office, you could spray this back on your face, and it'll be refreshing for your skin throughout the day. So I always keep a bottle of this on my desk in the office as well.
And Joanna, it's Jenny. I just wanted to interject with, there's a couple toner questions happening, but one is how many times a day can toner be used? It seems like you're saying a fair amount as long as you're spraying it on and it's a gentle formula.
If it's a gentle formula, you could do it whenever it feels good to do. If you're using a more astringent type toner, then you would only do that after you wash your face or after you exfoliate, and you would do that once in your morning routine and then once in your evening routine. Just to be clear, this formula works throughout the day because it's meant to be anti-inflammatory, and it's also very hydrating. So any of the facial mists that are out there that are kind of flower based or meant to boost the hydration and the glow, those would be things that you could use throughout the day.
And do you avoid then applying it with a cotton pad because you don't want to remove all the wonderful ingredients you just put on with the sheet mask?
That's exactly correct. That's a great question. If you use a cotton pad, you're just going to be wiping your face off. It'll just be like another cleansing step. And using it at this point in the facial, it's just to enhance the hydration and balance out the skin a little bit more.
Okay, got it.
So now I'm going to be using a serum. I'm going to be using my Rescue Serum, which is a vitamin C serum. I tend to pick ingredients that work for all skin types. You've seen some of the products that I've picked today, and I keep on repeating the same thing. There are certain ingredients that anybody can use, and that's what I love about skincare, is that you don't have to just consider your skin as just oily or just acne or just dry. You know, if you think about it more as a nutritional kind of concept, you know, everybody needs vitamin C in their routine. It's brightening. It fortifies the skin against sun damage and cell mutation. It's anti-inflammatory, and it's great for under makeup. So that's why I picked this one. So I'm just gonna apply all over my face and neck. I always make sure to pay attention to my lip line. I always do my eye area and my décolleté. So once you have your serum on, this is an oil-based serum, but you could also do this with a hyaluronic acid-based serum. I'm gonna show you guys how to do a great quick facial massage on yourself. I love facial massage because it is great for collagen production. It's great for your circulation. But I also like the idea of my clients taking time in the mirror to really honor themselves. I feel like we spend a lot of time in the mirror picking apart our own flaws or focusing on negative things when we're doing our routine. And it's sort of like automatic, right? You start looking at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh, I wish I didn't have that, or focusing too much on what's wrong. And what I ask all my clients to do when they come to the salon is, when you do your nighttime routine, think of one good thing you did that day or one thing that you like about yourself. And a facial massage, I feel, is like kind of the right context to do that. So that's what we're gonna do. If you're not comfortable with facial massage, certainly you can use a face roller or you know, the gua sha stones, whatever you feel most comfortable. The way I'm going to show you how to do a massage with your hands are the same pathways. Lymphatic drainage massage is really important for anybody's skin, because the lymphatic system delivers fresh nutrients to your skin and it carries away waste. So if your lymphatic system isn't moving properly, then you're not going to have the skin that you want to have. Additionally, the lymphatic system doesn't have its own pump. So, you know, our circulatory system is pumped by our heart. The lymphatic system relies on exercise, on diet, on us moving the body, and what we're doing from the outside in order to function properly. If you've ever seen, you know, a pregnant woman with swollen ankles, that's the lymph kind of collecting and not being able to fight against gravity, and she's not moving enough in order for the lymphatic system to bring the lymph up to be cleaned. So the lymphatic system, all the lymph gets cleaned right here. So we're going to be doing lymphatic drainage and then driving everything down here, because this is where we want all the old lymph to go so it can be cleaned, and then it'll reinvigorate our face with fresh nutrients. So if you're going to use a facial roller, the only thing I don't like about facial rollers is if people do this. So I want you to go in one direction. So you always start from the middle and go outward, and you want to start from here and go downward. I'm going to show you how to do it with your hands. And if you do have a face roller at home, you can just follow along with the face roller. So to start out with, we are going to do circles that are out and down along the sides of the neck. And this is just what I said, to open up the pathway out of your face so that your lymph can essentially drain out, because that's what makes us puffy. So I would do that 3 times. You don't need to use a lot of pressure, but it's out and down, out and down. So then I would take this part of my hand and go along the jawbone. So I'm using my fingers underneath my chin, and I'm starting in the center here and going outward. So then I'm gonna do my knuckles, and I'm just doing this with my fingers. So it's like kind of an upward and outward circle along my jawbone and on my cheek area.
So Joanna, how long do you recommend giving yourself a facial massage while you're sitting at home?
I mean, it could be as fast as a couple of minutes, or it could be as long as 10 minutes. I think it depends on how patient you are and how much time you have. It doesn't have to be like this big hour-long ritual. It's just good to take some time to work the product into your skin. The serum step is a really important step because you want it to go into your skin so that your skin can benefit from all the nutrients in there. So I would say plan on doing a face massage for about 5 minutes minimum. So basically right now I'm just doing an upward circle along my marionette lines, up and out. And then this is along the nose and out along the cheekbones. And I'm going up the sides of the nose and out. And then again, I'm going to be pinching my eyebrows and going under the eye.
And Joanna, we just had another great question about if the serum is kind of starting to dry out a little while you're doing your massage. Do you add more on, or is it okay if your skin's not as moist?
It's okay if your skin isn't as moist. I think you'll find it easier to do the face massage with an oil-based serum, especially when if you're kind of a newbie and you're just dipping your toe into this new uncharted territory. But as you get good at it, you don't need slip on the face. And in fact, when I learned lymphatic drainage massage, we were told that it's ideal to do without any oil on the skin. But I just find when people start out, it's just a little bit easier if you have something on the skin. So this is kind of like making a Z, a little bit of a Z on the face. And then up and out. And then I'm gonna finish on my neck again. after all that moving the lymph around on the face, I am going to bring it back down. Just like that. So that's in essence, all you need to do to massage your face. I mean, even just from doing it for a minute, my skin feels different. And you will feel different from doing it. If you're doing it with a face roller, just quickly to show you, you can still go down the neck. You can still go along the jawline. And you can still do the cheekbone area. And you can go up the forehead and to the sides, just like that. So it's very similar. If you're doing it with a roller, I would do one side first, and then I would do the other side. And you should see a difference in your face. I was playing with this earlier today, and I saw a big difference in my skin. I was like, oh my God, I gotta do the other side. Okay, back to our facial. So the next step, I always get this question, what should you put on first, your eye cream or your facial moisturizer? I always do face moisturizer first. The one I picked is by Free and True, and it's called Mama Pacha, which I think is a really great name. I love this because it's made in California with locally grown ingredients, and it has peptides, it has avocado oil, which is loaded with vitamins, lots of B vitamins, which is good for your lymphatic system. It has fatty acids in it, so it makes your skin hydrated and hold hydration better in the skin. And it smells like ylang ylang, so it's really delicious. So I would put this on all over. And you know, I'm an esthetician, so I put everything on in the same way. I always I'm going up and out, just like the massage, and then just kind of like down the neck, like this. Don't forget your décolleté. And then final step would be eye cream. This one is actually really great because one thing that I've always done with eye cream is I always put eye cream around my mouth, especially for going to sleep, because I don't want to get, you know, all the fine lines here. And this eye cream is formulated either for just your eyes, or you could put it on all over your face. So I'm going to put it on the eye area first.
Joanna, while you're applying the eye cream, we have a question. Should you wear eye cream in the morning? And if so, before makeup? Obviously, I'm going to answer this one, part of it. Yes, before makeup, but Joanna, I'll let you answer the morning aspect.
So that's a great question. I think your daytime products depend on what you like to feel on your skin while you're going throughout the day. I like my skin to be very hydrated, so I do wear it. But if you do a lot of sports or go to the gym midday, sometimes people complain when they wear eye cream that they can feel it in their eyes and it bothers them. Or if you're wearing makeup, sometimes eye cream can be challenging because it makes your eye makeup kind of go everywhere. So in response to your answer, the most important time of day to use eye cream is actually at night. Your body's time for repairing itself is at night. So I always, without fail, put on eye cream before I go to sleep at night. I always put it here. I always put it on my neck and chest. Because I want to assist the repair cycle that my body is about to go through while I sleep. Then if you're wearing an eye cream that helps you with puffiness, I find that when I wake up in the morning, I'm less puffy, my eyes look more rested and more awake, and so it's nicer it's a nicer thing to wake up to. So lengthy answer, but I hope that gives you some more information on what to do for your own skin. So now I've done my eye cream step. I'm kind of doing this as more of a nighttime routine, so I wouldn't put sunscreen on just to go to sleep. Obviously, if you are doing your mini facial at home before you go to work or before you have all your Zoom calls and such, then you would absolutely be wearing sunscreen as your final step. Just remember, if you are still at home and staying at home, you absolutely need to wear sunscreen during the day. You get a lot of sun through windows. As you can see, I have a lot of sun still coming in my window, but you also get, you know, a lot of light from devices. So it's always good to wear sunscreen even during the day at home.
And Joanna, what are your thoughts? Someone just asked a question about whether you can use a moisturizer with sunscreen, or is that not going to be enough protection? Should you always use a separate sunscreen?
Typically, I would say it's not going to be enough protection. Typically, moisturizers with sunscreen are only SPF 30. That's the first problem. It's not enough protection even to walk to the office or be in the car. The second thing is that you have to reapply sunscreen throughout the day in order for it to be effective. You can't apply sunscreen at, you know, 7:30 in the morning and expect it to be effective if you go out to lunch at 12 o'clock. It's just not going to be working anymore. So my preference is for people to apply throughout the day. I really like the sunscreen powders. Supergoop makes a great one that's SPF 45, I think, or 50. And that can be applied over makeup throughout the day. And you can kind of do your chest or your hands before you go outside. And it's just good to have something like that in your purse or in your bag as you're going around throughout the day. And all my actresses that I work with have sunscreen on at all times. It's one of their biggest beauty secrets. So if you're not feeling happy with, you know, what you're looking at in the mirror, you really have to look at your habits and how you can enhance your habits in order to give you the skin that you want.
So while you were doing the facial, Joanna, we got a lot of questions about devices. People want to know what your take on LED devices are, microneedling. I think there was something even more about gua sha and facial rollers, even facial cleansers. People really want to know what you think about skincare devices in general.
I think that, like anything in beauty, if it makes you take care of yourself better, then I'm all for it. To be specific, LED is great for any skin type, absolutely. Whether you have sensitive, dry, oily, or anything in between, LED is a must. So if you're not going to a salon that has it, you should have one for home. Microneedling, I think, is great as an in-salon treatment. It truly terrifies me that people do it at home just because there's so much that can go wrong. Infections, you could create pigment on the skin, but I'm an esthetician, so I'm very mindful of those things. We do them in-house at my salon, but that's not something that I would insist you purchasing and having at home. You know, gua sha rollers, if you're afraid to do your own facial massage, if it just seems too daunting, you know, those things are very helpful for people because it kind of makes it really simple to be able to do at home. And I do think facial massage is important. I think any esthetician would agree with me that facial massage is super important in the way that your skin looks to you. So those things are really great. You know, I'm all for things that you're able to use easily and that enhance your routine. I have a device in my line as well that's a massager. The cleansing systems, I I like the Luna Mini a lot because you can wash it really well. And I like the texture of the little teeth on it. I think it's great even for sensitive skin, but if you have acne, you should not be using that. So I remember about 15 years ago, I had a client, a teenage boy, come in, and he had the worst case of acne I'd ever seen. And he had purchased a skin cleansing brush because he thought he was gonna be clean and do the right thing. And he was spreading bacteria all over his face. So, you know, you have to be mindful of the skin that you have and if that's really gonna work for your skin type and what you're trying to do.
And Joanna, we have, we're running out of time, but we have time for one more question. And another thing that's come up from a few people is this a routine? What you just showed us today, is this something that people can be doing every day? Can you be exfoliating every day? And are there certain precautions that people should take? I know one of our guests tonight is using a retinoid for acne. I know a lot of us, myself included, use retinoids just as an anti-aging ingredient. Are there precautions to be taken there?
That's a great question. First of all, you should only do a at-home facial once or twice a week. Every day would be way too much stimulation for your skin. I use retinol every night because, like I said, nighttime is your body's time to repair itself. It's a great way of stimulating collagen, of repairing acne and breakouts, and getting rid of uneven pigment. I would say if you're using a retinol, use my tip that I said earlier, test an exfoliant on the neck area to make sure that it's right for you before you do full face, because you do have to be a little bit careful. Retinols do tend to make you more sensitive. I will say that even though I do retinol every night, the peel I used today it felt stimulating. I could feel it on my face, but it wasn't uncomfortable, and I didn't get red, so that was good.
Well, Joanna, thank you so much. This was wonderfully informative. I think you've inspired us all to take some more self-care moments for ourselves in the coming days and weeks and over the summer. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted to say to everyone that we actually have a survey that you will be getting after this, and we would love you to fill it out. It is less than 2 minutes, we promise, but it'll help us know what you loved about this masterclass and what you'd like us to do differently. And at the end of the survey, you will also be getting a 20% off code on Joanna's site, so you can do a little skincare shopping.
And on the same note as skincare shopping, if you want to know the exact products that Joanna used tonight and maybe you didn't get to write them down, if you head over to allure.com right now, you'll be able to see exactly what she used, and the promo code is also available right there. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. This was really fun.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.